It says the one marketing plan you will never regret. We're going to start there.
Okay. So I'm reading now.
Okay, and if you notice colors, definitely point them out. That's beautiful. Like point out what stands out for you, just so I can see what stands out for you. But go ahead.
Okay. 20 years ago, I just written my first best-selling book. I'd written a book before that.
Pause. It's great. As you read this, you're going to notice, oh my God, he's talking about his failure as well, in a sense. Like you see his humility in these first pages, just like I saw in your video.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Imagine what he's telling us. He wrote a best-selling book, and then he thought it would be like so successful with every other book, and that wasn't the case. He got cocky. That's what he starts by saying. Go ahead.
But my mother was the only one who bought copies, so that doesn't count. It took me 2 tries to write a book people actually wanted to read. And from what I hear, even hitting it big on your second try is pretty rare. More than 90% of book writers fail to sell enough copies to make a living. I was lucky. After writing a best-selling book, I thought everything else would come easy. I assumed every book I'd release after that would also be a bestseller. I assumed thousands of people would show up every time I gave a speech, and I supposed I could make movies out of my books and become some kind of literally Hollywood phenomenon.
Just like we said, our story would be on Netflix within 5 years. It's not 5 years yet, but anyway.
It turns out that for more than 90% of writers who write a best-selling...
99.
More than 99% of writers who write a best-selling book, none of that other stuff happens. Writing a bestseller is a huge help.
Okay, so check this out. Let me talk. So it's a huge help, right?
Mm-hmm.
In other words, having your 1111 platform, like your one hit,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's a huge help. And all our 3 clients will be booking. That's what I meant when I got that download, that Get Booked to Book Others will become this exclusive club that's very small. It'll be just our paid clients plus Jordan and John, because they were here with us and they're friends and they're here with us before we knew that we were going to now officially knew how this was going to be in the offer, right? Mm-hmm. It's got to stay small and intimate, this group, right? It's got to, because that's what we're offering. We're taking on only 3 people at this level, right? Okay. Writing bestsellers is a huge help. In other words, having 1111, that hit, all your success that year is a huge help. All the other platforms, huge help. But thousands of people have dwindled away their money and influence. Their money ran out. Their influence ran out, just like what happened to you. Your money ran out, bankrupt, your influence ran out. You got no fucking contacts anymore. That's what I just heard you say in your video. See, if clients can send us these kind of videos, see the insight I'm getting on my client here? That's why I'm saying I invite you anytime you want that's inspired, send me a message, even if it's negatively inspired. Like whatever you think, you want me to watch it? I'm not saying I always will, but that's my intention. In the end, I will always watch it if you insist. In the end, they had nothing to show for it. So that's what happened to you, right? There's no studio left. You got nothing to show for it, right? But you do. You talked about it in your 38-minute video I watched this morning that you sent to me last night. You talked about that experience and the humility of not taking people for granted ever again, for not getting cocky. You still have your 1111 agreement honored every day. But yeah, in terms of a business, you have nothing to show for all that you did with passion projects and all the other brands, all those relationships. You got nothing left, right? There's nothing to show for it. That's all it means. Mm-hmm. It says instead And that's what nearly happened to me. Instead of building a platform, I rested on my past success in my calculation. I wasted about 10 years not taking my opportunity as a successful author and human being seriously. Fortunately for you, it's just you didn't take it seriously for the last couple of years. That's all. Worry took a hold. That's all. It says, if I could go back in time 20 years, this book is the letter I'd write to myself. Just like Samina, that video I watched is the video you would have sent to yourself 2 years ago if you could. Get it? You see what I mean? The Spirit told me this is the book, not what I thought. I was going to go take you through copywriting or Power of Emotions, your two favorite books. And then when I watched your video, so in other words, you made this happen, little one. You made this happen for you and Trevor and me. So thank you for sending that video. And that's the only time I should watch those videos, and I want to. If I'm waking up to a video when I'm actually in state, like, you know, like yesterday how I got like all irritated when I had to like make a decision about something to do with something in the afternoon with you. I forget what it was, doesn't matter. But, you know, it's the opposite how I am in the morning. Whatever comes at me, I want it. I feel like I just want it, whatever it is. So if there's a video, that's the best time for me to look at it. I got all the value that was in that video because I listened. If I could go back in time, this is the book, the letter I'd write to myself. The video I watched this morning is that video you would send to yourself because you're a videoer, not a writerer. I know it sounds strange to say if I could go back 20 years, 2 years for Samina, I'd sit down and teach myself a basic marketing plan. I know it sounds strange to say, if I could go back 20 years, I'd sit down and teach myself a basic marketing plan, but it's true. So that's what he would have changed. So that's what maybe I'll end up realizing is what I should have done. So I'm just going to change. When he says 20 years, I'll say 2 years because then it's more directly related to you. 2 years, not 20. You learned a lesson 10 times faster than him. I know it sounds strange to say, but it's true. So he's saying that the thing that he wished he had that would have prevented the failure was a marketing plan 2 years ago. Not having a marketing plan cost me millions of dollars, and in Samina's case, caused her to go bankrupt. Serious international influence, that's what it cost me because I was on my way. And the chance to accomplish at least some of my dreams, right? But that's not what happened in the last 2 years. I let worry get a hold of me instead of focusing on a marketing plan because Scott didn't give me one. Don't get me wrong, things have turned out okay. And according to Samina in her video, perfect. But the only reason things worked out is because I executed this plan. Okay, so he's going to tell you the plan he executed. We know what yours is your offer, you know, communicated in what he's about to teach us and how to do a website right. Isn't that great? Right? Because we're a real website. We want to show all this footage, put it all as Facebook ads, yes, and all the daily creatives, you know, showing who Samina is, the beautiful heart and soul of this woman, and drive it to a funnel, yes. But when they go to the page, they're going to a web page. So if they're curious and they really like you, they can go into it's like what actually Product Launch Formula guy does, ironically. He's the only guy who does this. Jeff Walker. He still sends me an email once a month with some kind of video that was like, it's only about once a month. And it's because there's something real he feels he wants to connect with and communicate to his audience on video. And I get these whenever I get them, sometimes once every 3 months, right? But they're amazing. It's like, it's authentic and real. It's like the guy's amazing. He's just an average guy. So here's the plan, little one. The 5-step marketing plan that works. In short, there are 5 things I should have done 20 years ago, and we're going to see if that's true for Samina 2 years ago or not, to keep the momentum going. And after I did these 5 things, I should have done them again, and then again, and then again. Wow, so this is his one thing. This is probably his best book ever, even though the other one was his hit, Brand Story. Okay, he should have done this. I should have created a brand script. I should have clarified my message. That makes sense for you, eh? Because look, I'm only seeing, as of like me coming up with this offer for you in the passion projects, that we've clarified your message and we're starting to create a brand script. Says created a one-liner. I should have distilled that message into a single sentence. So put that in green. Distill that message into a single sentence. Also put in green. In number 1, just highlight these words. Clarified my message. Put that in green. Wow. 3, put this in green. Brought it to life on a clear and compelling website. Samina, I didn't even read this page before you. That's the first time I'm reading these pages, 1 to 4. So number 3 is wire-framed a landing page. I should have elaborated on that message that I'd clarified, that was distilled into a single sentence. And I should now elaborate on it and bring it to life on a clear and compelling website. Passion Projects TV. We're about to launch the website for Passion Projects TV.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, I should have created a lead generating PDF. I should have used a lead generator to capture emails. So put in green, a lead generator to capture emails. This is the 5 parts of the plan. Number 5, created an email campaign. I should have earned the trust of people who had given me their email address by sending them helpful emails that practically solved their problems. Okay, hold on. Green, earned the trust of people who had given me their email address by sending them helpful emails that practically solved problems. And then circle helpful emails. And then circle solved their problems.
Yeah, we were just pitching people.
Yes. This is a book. Put this in blue. This is what this book is about. This is a book about building a platform and growing a company. That's it. That's what this book is about. Maybe the only time we use the color blue.
I think if I could say, maybe translate this is a book about building blah 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 and growing a community.
No, you don't
No?
want. I want you to take that charitable language out and not taint
Okay.
this guy's. This guy's a Christian multimillionaire, and he's completely authentic. I've been
Okay.
following this guy. I love this man. Do not do that, because language has an impact.
Mhm.
Communities are both profitable and not profitable. Companies a company means profit. A company
Yeah.
means profit. So it's gently programming your mind, Samina, to grow money inside of a company, like the way Trevor does it. Like to
Okay,
act
got
like a
it.
real business, like Trevor does.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to grow. You're going to build a platform, and you're going to grow a company. Agreed?
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it simple and specific. Most business books are long on theory and short on application, meaning put that in green, the word the application, because that's what that means. Application means applying. So the green is the stuff that you should be applying into your business or life, according to the author.
Mm-hmm.
But JJ and I are going. So who's JJ? I guess we would have known. Oh, Dr. JJ Peterson. Okay, so I guess it's his partner. Okay, because I didn't read the introduction, right? I wanted to get right into, let's get into the book here, right? Most business books are long on theory and short in application, but my partner JJ, who's a doctor of some sort, and I are going to tell you exactly what you should do and what order you should do it in so that your marketing works. Put that in blue. It's kind of, that sounds so much like the big book. We're going to show you precisely how to recover. It says, we just put this in blue, tell you exactly what you should do, in what order you should do it in. And then in pink, so that your marketing works. So instead of doing what we do, picking and choosing, I'm gonna suggest, without knowing what's in this book, that we at least have a good faith intention to finally do that with like one of these books. We, you know, in particular this one, at least until the point we don't think it's relevant anymore. But you know, that's it. Yeah, we don't think it's relevant anymore. So we're gonna do exactly what he says to do, what they say to do, and not only that, we're going to do it in the order they say to do it in. Why?
Yeah.
Because we want our marketing to work. That's why that's in pink. This plan will dig you out of a hole. Oh, wow. That certainly fits, eh? In other words, that would have been the plan to use 2 years ago so that you wouldn't have had to sign on April 4th, so to speak, right? I learned to execute this simple marketing plan because I had to. 2 years ago, I'm going to say 2 when it says 20, right? So you connect yourself to it. 2 years ago, after having sold millions of books, I lost everything. I put all my money into an investment that failed. That's what you did. You put all your money in on this, right? And it failed. On a bright and cool September morning, I got a call saying the investment hadn't worked and that my life savings was gone. In other words, hey, COVID hit him unexpectedly, right? You could relate to that. COVID hit you unexpectedly, right? You unexpectedly found out you're not allowed to, you'd be breaking the law if you ever saw a client again in your studio face to face, even with a mask. Like who puts a mask on video, right? Seems like everyone's having to now. It was one of the hardest seasons of my life, the last 2 years of Semina's. I felt like I'd squandered everything. In the weeks following that excruciating loss, which is, you know, you're feeling amazing, right? I realized I'd not taken responsibility for my career, which is what you did in that video I watched this morning. I trusted outside managers, publicists, investors, and publishers to guide me. I decided, in your case, it was that worry got a deep hold of you, right? That's all. And you stopped building relationships authentically. I decided then to become the CEO of my own life. I'd make the decisions. I rebuilt. That's what I see in your offer. That's the first time I've seen an offer by us, like I said, where you're owning it. Like it's clear that's your offer, not the one Scott said would really work for you. You've owned it. I've never seen you own anything like this. 1111 you eventually owned, but that was only after it was really, really successful, like 90 days later, and you started to own it. Right?
Yeah.
In fact, I think it was more like 6 months later, because when you got triggered by Mira being a guest host, that caused something that you lost that kind of, it wasn't quite as enjoyable when you were giving it away, you know, honestly. But then something happened, you know, I think it was when we went to California. That's when you owned it. That California trip is when you won and you owned it. When you were doing those episodes over there and hosting, and then, you know, what Matthew was doing over in Toronto didn't trigger you anymore because it was just, that's when you owned it, the California trip, after you finally got the notice that you won. It wasn't because you had the check. It was because you knew you won, right? Even if that check didn't come 3 days before we went to the California tour, the result would have been the same. That's what I know. I decided then to become the CEO of my own life. I'd make the decisions. I rebuilt. Instead of writing another book, putting out another show, in your case, right? Instead of like making it about, I'm going to have another show, you know, sending it to the publisher and hoping for another bestseller, I self-published my next book and started a little company. So in your case, you're doing what you're doing with your offer, with me in it. I began searching for an inexpensive marketing plan that would work. And after years of experimenting, came up with the plan that is in this book. Blue, the plan that is in this book. Those exact words are in the big book. It's written by the Dr. Silkworth in the doctor's opinion. He says the plan, a subject which is covered in such masterly detail, a plan that is in this book or something. Today, my wife and I own a business. So today, my best friend Scott and I own a company called Passion Projects that is tackling the problem of blah, blah, blah. Okay, in this case, tackling the problem of college debt by offering inexpensive online business courses to anybody trying to develop themselves. I'm going to have you put this in yellow so that you think about, when you're about to book someone, what the answer is to this question. You might, for you, right? And the question is this. Yellow. Tackling the problem of college debt by offering inexpensive online business courses to anybody trying to develop themselves. So it's in yellow because the question is, how would you change that sentence? Do you want to give it a shot right now, even though we kind of already know? Or do you want me to just keep going through the book?
Yeah, I can give it a shot. So, tackling the problem.
Let's move on, only if it comes real quick. But it's something about tackling the problem of, getting people seen and heard that don't believe in themselves. It's very complicated because it's all in your video and it's just not coming quickly for either of us. So we just move on for now.
Yeah.
Today, only 7 years later, we give away more to charity every year than I lost on that Monday morning. Wow. Wow. I told you, this guy's a beautiful Christian. I think now you're going to start watching his YouTube videos, right? Where he's training as well. How did all this happen? Following this simple 5-step marketing plan over and over is what built my company and rebuilt my life. Put that in orange at the very least. Like for this guy, following this simple 5-step marketing plan over and over is what built my company and rebuilt my life. So like this guy's basically saying, hey, Samina, this is my one message. This is it. Like there is no other message. This is my message. This is my one message, right? That's a little clue for us. The good news is you don't have to lose all your money to build a great company. If you follow the 5 steps outlined in this book, you'll grow your brand correctly the first time. Put in green. If you follow the steps outlined in this book, then pink, you'll grow your brand correctly the first time. Because guess what? We never tried to grow passion projects, right? It was just an idea. And then it got shut down by the fact that it didn't cause happiness throughout the day, right? You were still depressed. You just felt good in the evening and then went to bed. So you still would wake up with depression and you'd never get anything really, really, it just, seeing people right away, it seemed, doing it opposite. Let's get you in happiness first and then do your work, as opposed to, just kind of, it was hard. It was hard. You still woke up kind of late. And then that's why it's like, okay, I got to get her to wake up early, but she has to have something to live, a reason to live for something that she wants to get up. And that was when I created 1111. Right, you get a guest in the studio so long as you go live with them before 11:11 a.m. You're actually live before 11:11 a.m. Right?
Yeah, and it worked.
And that was the agreement. And look, if you work for a large company, so here's where this is for Trevor here. If you work for a large company, this plan will work for every division and every product within each division. Wow. So for Trevor, you don't do this, I mean, but for Trevor, I would have him put in orange if you work for a large company, and then circle large company, Trevor. Then pink. This plan will work for every division and every product within each division. And then Trevor, circle every division, circle every product, and that's it. Yes, you can use this book to create multiple sales funnels. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. In fact, yes, I recommend doing exactly that. Isn't that great? He's basically saying he's not about funnels. The funnel is not the thing with him. He's about more of building a company, right? With brand story. Remember, he's the guy who wrote, you know, brand story marketing, or whatever that book's called, but story brand marketing or story branding, whatever that other book is we have. And so he's saying, yes, you could use this book to create multiple sales funnels. Yeah, yeah. In fact, I do recommend doing exactly that, but that's not like, this is not like another sales funnel training. Once you create your first sales funnel, start working on the next one. Green. Once you create your first sales funnel, start working on the next one. Green. Ultimately, your marketing plan will consist of many sales funnels, each selling your product and services to different demographics, to different Facebook audiences, to different YouTube audiences. So let me read this again for you now that I know you finished highlighting. Ready? Once you create your first sales funnel, start working on the next one. Ultimately, your marketing plan will consist of many sales funnels, each selling your product and services to different audiences. So it's like the same offer, Samina, that is still your power offer, but it's different sales funnels, so that each sales funnel is speaking your offer uniquely to that different audience segment. Like if I was doing an offer of whatever type to businesses, I would do one that's based on flooring, right? And speak specifically to the flooring industry, right? And use Trevor's story more powerfully. Regardless of whether you're a small company like Samina, creating a few sales funnels, or a large company creating hundreds, the plan works. You do not have to struggle with marketing, Samina. You can be confident, proud, and see a return. If you execute the plan in this book, you will succeed. That's the common message here. You don't have to put in a color. Execute the plan in this book, you will succeed. You start reading now. This is what this is also beautiful. The relationship. Chapter 2, the actual stages of a relationship, why people have to get curious and enlightened before they will commit. And I want you to read, Samina, as if you were teaching me. That way I know that you understood it, right? I want you to now book me. As of right now, let's do this. As of right now, I'm going to give up my leadership, be humble and a student, and get as much value for myself as that's my commitment. Even though we know you get more from booking than you do from getting booked, I'm still going to say it. In this particular moment, I'm going to generate myself to get more value from being booked by you in this chapter than I would have had I booked you in this chapter. Do you take on my coaching?
So, chapter 2, the actual stages of a relationship. Why people have to get curious and enlightened before they will commit and buy your offer, say, or invest in your offer. Our 5-step marketing plan will invite people into a trusted relationship with your brand. Not only will you sell more products, but customers will start thinking of you. They'll start thinking of you, your salespeople, and even your products as friends who are helping them on their journey. That's what we want to do. We want our clients, we want these deep, meaningful, everlasting relationships where we are becoming not just their coach and their mentor, but also like a friend, their partner. We're as much invested in their business as if it were our own business.
And I'm going to put this in pink for myself because that stands out as a promise that really hits me. And I'm going to put this in pink. Not only will I sell more products, more coaching programs, get more members into our newly about to be created membership site when we, invest in Tribe again, but for $500 US instead of $2,000, and it's much better. But customers will start thinking of you, your salespeople, and even your products as friends who are helping them on their journey. That's what I want in pink. Boom. Okay. Go ahead.
I want to translate that. Just highlight myself that sentence there to what we are doing or we want to do. So I'm going to read that again. Not only will you sell more products, so not only will we get more people interested and want to invest in, they're investing in us as a team. It's not about the product. Yes, it's a compelling offer, but they're investing on us to make it work for them. So
our product in this case is a 6-month coaching program at $30,000, payments paid at $5,000 a month for 6 months. That's our product. Our product is that, like available intimately to 3 people at a time, only 3 people at a time. That type of intimacy. And then what'll happen is probably our next one will be the same price, but we'll do it for 6 people. Right? And somehow we're going to be able to get the same results in less time because we're letting the tribe, the membership site community, really cause that belief so that it's not just being caused by you and me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So.
Sorry. There I go. I was starting to book you. Sorry. I took over the leadership there.
It's okay. No, that was very valuable what you said. Not only will you sell, so what you said more, the product is our 6 months coaching program, at 30 grand with payment terms of 5,000 a month for the 6 months. That's our product. But also, our clients will start thinking of us, will start thinking of who, this is really what they want. This is the type of leadership they want that they've never received before, the one-on-one hands-on, right? And we'll have like no shortage of clients. Like we'll take on 3 people. Imagine this. And we'll have a waiting list. Like we'll have people once the word gets out and, we're known for this, which is going to happen very fast if we stick to what we're doing, our marketing,
And I just want you to notice this when you're booking someone, when you notice their head staying down like John does to me, that's when I know I'm boring him and I just let him keep reading.
Okay.
Just notice that when you're booking other people. They're giving you nonverbal clues. They're getting like, John's always telling me to stop talking and keep going without ever saying it. I just watch his head goes back into the book. He's trying to tell me, just get back into this book. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll have no shortage of clients.
So can I read now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because in our booking process, we always tell the guy, if you ever want to read, just speak up.
Yeah.
Understanding the stages of a relationship is important because it helps us understand what our sales funnel has to accomplish. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna circle stages, understanding the stages of a relationship. That's what I'm gonna do. We all want people to understand. Remember, you're leading, so if you're leading and you just tuned out, you got to tell me that.
No, I'm circling that.
Yeah, but you got to tell me that because see, you're leading, so you got to be present to John,
Mm-hmm.
right? You're leading. I just said I'm highlighting that, and then I was done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to circle that as well because that's a good point.
Okay, great.
Understanding the stages of relationships. This is where I continue. You want to continue reading?
Yeah. Understanding the stages of a relationship is important because it helps us understand what our sales funnel has to accomplish, what it must accomplish. So I would circle has and put must. We all want people to understand how our products can solve their problems. We all want people to understand how our products can solve their problems. Like we all want to do that so that they will make a purchase. But it turns out simply asking people to buy our products doesn't work, at least not right away. Asking for a sale is a relational proposition. Asking for a sale is a relational proposition, and relationships have rules. Most of us ask people to buy our products the way a shy young boy might ask a girl to go out on a date. We clumsily, nervously, awkwardly walk up to her in the hallway, shake her hand with a strong grip, the way our dad taught us, and ask her if she'd like to go to a movie with us. And our mom with go to a movie with us, and our mom who just bought a new car. Oh, okay, I get it. If you're really young, come on a date with me and my mom. Yeah. I'm relating the story for a friend. Who knows whether that relationship will work out? Let's hope so for the kid's sake. Regardless, though, the kid who would do a lot better if he understood how relationships really work. And the
So
truth
let's
is,
pause there. Let's highlight that in green. Just understood how relationships work because that's an implied instruction.
right, okay, understood how relationships really work. And
So in other words,
the
yeah.
truth is relationships are built slowly. I want to put that in orange for myself. The truth is relationships are built slowly.
Okay, that's fine.
Pass.
Whether we are talking about a romantic relationship, a friendship, or even a relationship with a brand, all relationships move through 3 stages, and these stages cannot be rushed. The stages of a relationship are curiosity, enlightenment, and commitment.
People do not want to be enlightened about you. Get to know you more. So people do not want to be enlightened by you, get to know you more, unless they are curious about you. So people do not want to get to know you more unless they're curious about you first. That's why I love that hook I came up with. I signed bankruptcy papers on Easter Sunday, and here's my offer, right? That makes me curious. Unless they're curious about you. In other words, you have something that can help them survive. So I'm going to put in green, help them survive.
I'll do that too.
And until they are enlightened about how you can help them survive, wow, they will never commit. I'm going to put that in orange and underline it, just in asterisk it, like, because I've never, like, that's what I did for Trevor. I helped him survive. That's why it worked, right?
Mm-hmm.
I helped him survive, and he was clear that I was helping him survive. And you'll never get to that place until they are enlightened about how you can help them survive, right? Trevor first became a member of my private membership site, watched the video content of me working with people. Hello, that's going to be our membership site offering, right? We're going to have some of our clients allow us to use the footage in exchange for us reducing the fee. And until they are enlightened about how you can help them survive, they will never commit. Every relationship you have ever been in has gone through these 3 stages. Even relationships you have with brands. Pass.
The journey every customer takes. Recently, I began exploring high-end audio equipment. Betsy and I live
So
in Nashville.
Betsy is his
Yeah.
wife. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, sorry.
Live in Nashville. It's okay. And because so many people in this town are in the music industry, we often find ourselves hosting small get-togethers with artists who are working on an album. After the 5th or 6th impromptu listening party, I realized the tiny Bluetooth speaker in our kitchen wasn't good enough. I spent a little time on Google and came across a small company named Oswald Mills Audio that makes custom audio equipment. The pictures of the speakers and turntables were beautiful. The turntable itself weighed 80 pounds, and the speakers looked like steel bullhorns pulled from an old football stadium. Everything was mounted on beautiful hard wood, and the guy in the picture playing the sad, I don't know what that
Vinyl,
word is.
the vinyl. It's like an old record player, right?
Okay.
Vinyl record was wearing a cool sweater. So this is what the website looked like, right? Which is the sign of a guy who knows a lot about how a sound system works. Anyway, I'm going to read the whole thing now, okay? He's painting a picture of how he came across a small company named Oswald Mill Audio, and these people make custom audio equipment. And he's talking about the website. The pictures of the speakers and turntables were beautiful. The turntable itself weighed 80 pounds. In other words, all this is getting is curiosity. And the speakers looked like steel bullhorns pulled from an old football stadium. Everything was mounted on beautiful hardwood. And the guy in the picture, this is why I'm so into, saying yes to Jordan's offer to you to get professional pictures done in a proper place, right? And the guy in the picture playing the vinyl record was wearing a cool sweater, which is the sign of a guy who knows a lot about how a sound system works. Anyway, there was something different about this sound system and the way the product was talked about on the website that made me curious. But how? And curious about what? I'll tell you whether I bought the sound system in a minute. But first, let's explore what we need to do to help a customer be more interested in a brand. Step 1, curiosity. Can this person, product, or service help me survive? Put that in yellow, I'm going to do. And for the sake of time, because we want to keep this an authentic 1-hour booking session, may I suggest that we don't actually highlight for the rest of this so that we can do a social sharing video, both of us, and it be authentic? And then we stick to the structure of an hour if we can?
Yeah.
The first stage of a relationship is curiosity. This is the stage where you meet somebody and you want to know more about them. See, what's going to happen? People are going to see these 10 Facebook videos that authentically are in alignment with this thing. I signed bankruptcy papers on Easter Sunday, and here's my offer. They're going to see videos, 10 of them, like 10 different options, right? Dynamic creative. And then based upon that, so the first, this is a stage where you meet somebody and you want to know more. Where was I at? Sorry. What
So
page?
turn the page 10.
Oh, I'm at the top there?
Yeah.
Okay. At a party, this is the person you leave the party hoping for a second interaction with. If you're trying to, do business with them or go on a date or whatever your agenda. Perhaps you went to the same school, or perhaps they are a few years ahead of you in the same industry or career. Without knowing it, what's making you curious about this person is one thing. You sense they can help you survive or thrive. Wow. Put that in orange, I'm going to do. We don't do that right now. Without knowing it, what's making you curious about this person is one thing. You sense they can help you survive or thrive, which is why I'm sensing that we need to just do the tribe, the new version with Searchy. You might wonder how a person can help you survive just by having gone to the same school as you. You might wonder how a person can help you survive just by having gone to the same school as you. The truth is, the filter that decides what helps us survive is incredibly nuanced, many levels and its many details, and uniquely particular for each person. Your filter is a ridiculously refined instrument, your brain. That person who went to the same school as you solves the problem of you not feeling alone. That there is somebody who has a similar life journey as yours, at least in the sense you went to the same school. We tend to collect people with similar life journeys for that very reason. They make us feel like we have a tribe. Being alone, by the way, is a very vulnerable state, as Samina well knows, as we all know. Human beings move in families and tribes. They move. We may go through seasons where we are alone, but mostly we like being around other human beings. When we meet somebody who is like us, we feel more safe, mainly because we understand the person better. Confusion about who somebody is. See, here's our offer, Samina. I had a session with you on Friday. Now I'm booking you, or you're getting booked by somebody on a Monday, right? That's our offer too, right? When you're in between sessions, you're going to be teaching, what we're being teaching you to others in this unique thing we call booking, right? Which I've asked John to write about as the most sophisticated, newest, or whatever, cutting edge learning tool or system, right? To cause the learning to stay more than anything else you've ever done. When we meet somebody who is like us, we feel more safe, mainly because we understand the person better. Confusion about who somebody is makes us feel slightly threatened. That's why we could totally put this 38-minute video you sent me, put it up as a Facebook ad, right? Whether it works or not doesn't matter. One thing for sure, there will be no confusion to anybody that watches the whole video I watched this morning that you sent me last night. Confusion about who somebody is makes us feel slightly threatened when you're confused. I'm not confused after watching that video, Samina. So similarities break down those threats faster. You know who we should target our offer to? However, at one point, all those ads were coming to me about bankruptcy, right? David Sklar, all their ads. Somehow we got to target an audience with that thing, right? I just signed bankruptcy papers on Easter. That goes to the people that are looking at bankruptcy ads like David Sklar. We target bankruptcy firms. Holy shit. Stop and start that for myself. I stopped that, Scotty boy, because I just came up with an amazing audience and angle to target. Confusion about who somebody is makes us feel slightly threatened, so similarities break down those threats faster. Here's what's similar. You're looking at bankruptcy. I just signed the papers. Right? That's similar. Now watch the video and see what else is similar. If the person we're talking to is a few years ahead of us in the same career, in other words, we actually signed the papers and we're going on with our business, right? Can you imagine somebody's about to sign the papers and they see that we signed the papers and we're carrying on with our business like nothing happened? They're going to be like, I want these people. I can relate to these people, right? They went through what I'm about to go through. If the person we're talking to is a few years ahead of us in the same career, the way they can help us survive is more obvious. They can help us avoid pitfalls and may know some strategies so our career can advance a little faster. Just like the strategies that are also included in the way we're putting out this offer. Like it includes both of us. There's a tax benefit to both of us in structuring the offer this way. It's not dishonest. It's designing an offer that compensates both of us in a certain way by putting us together in a business here, right? Partners in this offer. Because here's what we could do for people, Samina, who are about to sign bankruptcy papers and are business owners. We can help them avoid pitfalls, and we may know some strategies to help them so their career can advance a little faster. None of this thinking is happening on a conscious level, of course. They're not thinking this consciously. They're just like, I'm going through bankruptcy. This girl's telling me she just went and signed the papers and she's got an offer. And she's on video, like admitting she went bankrupt. Holy shit, right? Just all that's happening is they're clicking. It's happening none of this is happening on a conscious level, what he just said. It's all unconscious. A person, product, or brand that can help us survive or thrive activates a survival mechanism within us that piques our curiosity. So with that, Samina, I'm going to suggest we both do our social sharing videos right now because it's 8:57, and then we come on back, and whenever you're done, take your time, and I will too. So you might come back and see that I'm not on my account yet. That's because I'm still doing my social sharing video. Cool?
Okay.